at this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order and stand for the pledge.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Ellen, I know you just got in. Are you going to read, or do you want me to start until you get settled?
Jen is the first item in the
Okay.
safety hearing.
Dave Martin, right? First?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. As many of you have been through this before, you know that we are required by regulation to annually go through the safety plan, update it, and lay it on the table for 30 days for any public comment. The plan has been updated. Mrs. Tomasulo has a copy of it in the district office where it will sit until your next regular board meeting, at which time you'll need to approve it. The plan itself has been updated with information. Sandy and I got our pink slips, so we're no longer in the plan. And Jeff Sortisio has been added as superintendent. And when my replacement is on board, my secretary, Ann Brown, will update the document. And after you approve it, it will then be posted on the Eden website and brought live. So at this point, this is just an informational hearing. The document is going to lay on table for 30 days and no action needs to be taken tonight. So as far as the safety plan is concerned, that's the hearing, that's the information. I can tell you that there are many other things going on because of the virus. We've updated the plan to include biohazard rather than specifics. The one thing you want to do with your safety plans is you want to make them generic enough that when something happens and you need to activate it, you can use pieces, portions, or all of the document as a guidance document. And then you can also use the building level safety plans to get specific as far as individual buildings are concerned. Those plans are also being updated as we speak, and they'll be distributed to the administrators as well with the updated information in it. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them at this time.
David, could you just back up to that biohazard for a minute and put a little detail to what you have included?
Okay, so the state education department came out with some regulations that are needing to be implemented whenever you have any kind of a biological hazard within a school that is going to affect the operation. So in that case, the superintendent needs to alert the state education department that we're going to be closing the buildings because of a biohazard, much like we did when the coronavirus was discovered and we had to close the buildings. And the buildings remain closed until such time as everyone is released or we're released to reopen the building on either a partial or a full basis. And then the superintendent, again, needs to go back into the state education website and alert them that the building is back open and the threat is either mitigated or reduced.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Dave, really just a comment, best wishes on your retirement, and how many strokes do you expect to shave off your golf game now that you can play full time?
I have this edge that works up in Springville that's helping me out right now. So I'm hoping there's a couple gonna come off. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed my time in Eden, and I'll still be around, and I look forward to seeing you, around town or wherever at the buildings. And again, it's been fun. It's been a good time, and a lot of great people there. You've got a great little district.
Yeah, congratulations, David. You'll enjoy retirement. Good for you.
Thanks, Helen.
So just to add on here, Barb has put the acceptance of the safety plan into the August meeting. You will have an August 5th meeting to approve or adopt the tax rate, and then you'll have an August 19th meeting. Barb, you can jump in here, but my guess is that you didn't put it on the July 1st meeting because there's not enough time in between. Am I right?
Sorry, it takes me a while to get back to the screen to unmute. You are correct.
Okay, so there's 30 days on the hearing, so the July 1st reorg and regular meeting won't work, so you'll have a decision to make between August 5th and then August 19th, depending on what you decide to do on those two meetings. Okay. Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
This is your last meeting.
This is it.
Okay. They haven't promised me that yet, but I think we're pretty good.
You'll get dragged in from your home.
I have a feeling. Thank you, David.
Isn't that going to be on the meeting tomorrow?
Another
Capital
board
Pro-
meeting tomorrow? I hope not.
Well, a capital project meeting.
That's different than a board meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not your last one yet, David.
But thank you for the reminder. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
just an FYI in reference to the virus and what's going on. We have a number of pieces of equipment that is on order to help us combat the virus, as well as the regular flu virus, that I'm hoping we're going to see show up very shortly, and we'll be getting training on it, and we can start instituting that as part of the routine. So there's some good things that are going to help keep the buildings safe and healthy for the kids.
David, we don't happen to have that Buffalo Turbine sanitizer on order, do we?
You wanna come out and see it?
Actually, we do, Don.
I sell components on it, so I know what it's like. So
it's awesome. I need to get together with Mary because I think we can disinfect buses very quickly with it too.
And what's exciting about that, I don't want to speak for Laura, is if in fact we can utilize it in transportation, then we can utilize it for we can push it to transportation aid, which is a great idea.
Not to mention the fact that it'll cut down on the time that the drivers have to spend sanitizing their buses the next year.
Okay, you ready to move on?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, now we have a request to withdraw specific items from consent agenda. Okay, so then we have to do B. Approval of consent agenda items, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, consensus items be approved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
All right, now this is the public comment section, approximate position and time that the board is designated to receive statements from individuals and, hang on a second, groups. The board will review all statements, then respond appropriately at a future meeting. All persons in attendance are required to sign the attendance sheet, or designate their representation status. So are there any questions?
I did not receive any.
Okay. Thank you. New business, resignations, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation of music teacher Sarah Roberts be accepted effective August 31st, 2020. The board and administration wish to thank Mrs. Roberts for her 13 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion?
Now, this is a huge loss for us, losing Sarah. Sarah is not just dedicated teacher in the classroom, but she's involved in so many other activities for us. So I am waiting to see who else is going to take over some of the duties that Sarah has done for so many years for us. This was an opportunity for her to be able to be within walking distance to the school she works in, but she will be missed.
She will, but that's good for her. It'll be wonderful for her.
Mhm.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation for the purpose of retirement of bus driver Susan Pratt be accepted effective June 30th, 2020. The board and administration wish to thank Ms. Pratt for her 32 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to thank Sue Pratt. She's been a wonderful addition, a wonderful employee in the bus garage. And I hear that she might be showing up as a substitute on some of our runs in this coming school year.
Good news.
She will be. She will be.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Okay, new business appointments. So can we go to the first appointment, Shibata? That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Justine Shibata, who is initially certified in literacy B6, students with disabilities B2, early childhood education B2, students with disabilities 1 through 6, and childhood education 1 through 6, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2020 and ending on August 31st, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
So I've had the opportunity, although if she was standing in front of me, I would probably not know Justine because we're doing so many of our interviews on Zoom, but I want to congratulate Justine for being here and also for having an incredible portfolio. And we're super excited about Justine coming in to teach kindergarten.
Thank you. Nice to meet all of you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Anything else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Congratulations, Justine.
Congratulations, Justine.
Thank you.
All right, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Jennifer Wolf, who is initially certified in childhood education B2 and 1 through 6, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2020 and ending on August 31st, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
So as you can imagine, this is 3 kindergarten teachers that are exiting our program this year. And Jennifer comes in as number 2 of the 3. We just did Justine, and then Amy Sullivan will also be transferring. So this is a huge change for us at GLP to have 3 teachers out of 5 that will be switching. But once again, when you start to take a look at the portfolio for this kindergarten teacher, Jennifer, we're incredibly excited to have her here with us. And so Jennifer, thank you for being on the Zoom with us tonight.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, Jennifer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Jennifer.
You and Justine can fight for the new room.
All right, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Jessica Johnson, who is professionally certified in childhood education, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area, excuse me, for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2020 and ending on August 31st, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
So once again, this is a new hire due to a retirement with Judy Maynard. So this Jessica will be coming in as our 5th grade teacher. And once again, a huge change for us at the 5th grade. So I'm excited to be bringing her to you tonight as well. Hi, Jennifer. Or Jessica, I'm sorry. Hi, Jessica. There's a lot of J's here tonight. Have you guys noticed
There
that?
are.
There are.
Hi, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm excited to work in your district.
We're
Anything
excited
else?
to have you. We're excited to have
All in favor?
Aye.
you.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jessica.
Congratulations.
I don't know if Jessica knows it, but she's had a smile on her face since she got onto the screen. So
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
thank you.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Christina Dahmer, who is professionally certified in childhood education 1 through 6, literacy B through 6, and social studies 5 through 9, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2020 and ending on August 31st, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
yep. So once again, you take a look at Christina's portfolio and like, oh my goodness, if I had to do that now, my certainly wouldn't be any competition for Christina. We're excited to be having Christina come to us as a new hire, also a brand new 4th grade classroom. This would make our 5th classroom in 4th grade so that we can keep our numbers under 24. Without this classroom, our numbers will be up to 27 or 28. So we're super excited about Christina being here tonight.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Christina.
Thank you very
Congrats.
much.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Laura Burkby, who is provisionally certified as a school psychologist, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the school counselor tenure area for probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2020 and ending on August 31st, 2024. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters step 1.
Second.
Any discussion?
So we're also, again, super excited for Laura coming in, taking in the shoes of Joe Weiss. I'm sure that she's already had some conversation, but those are big shoes to fill. Although Laura will be at GLP and elementary school, she comes with an incredible background, and we're super excited to have her come to work at GLP and elementary school.
Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to getting started.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Laura.
Thank you.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Danielle Carbone, who is professionally certified in mathematics 7 through 9 and childhood education 1 through 6, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2020 and ending on August 31st, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
So Danielle will be coming to us to work within the computer lab, which is a super exciting place for us to have her based on the skill level that she has. And after what we've just been through since March, we all know what media and computers and anything to do with technology at this point and how important it is. So Danielle, I'm glad that you're here with us tonight. And I know that you're going to be a huge addition for GLP.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Congratulations, Danielle.
Congratulations, Danielle.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, Danielle.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Caitlin Gardner Capriotto, who is professionally certified in students with disabilities B through 2 and 1 through 6, and early childhood education B2 and 1 through 6, be appointed as a part-time 0.5 special ed teacher effective September 1st, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2021. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters step 1.
Second.
Any discussion?
So Caitlin comes to us as a part-time teacher. If there's any way we could make her full-time, that would just make us happier. Her background and her portfolio had Mary Maxon talking about her for days. And so I'm excited about her being with us tonight.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Caitlin.
Congratulations.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Amy Mesquiel, who is initially certified in physical education, be appointed as a part-time .5 physical education teacher, effective September 1st, 2020, and ending June 30th, 2021. Salary is based upon ETA contract, bachelor's, step 1.
Second.
Any discussion?
So this position will be to accommodate the new 4th grade classroom and also some special ed. I can't tell from looking at Zoom if Amy is on or not.
No, Leston
Okay.
doesn't know.
All right. She was also super exciting for us to bring to you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the following part-time teachers be reappointed for the 2020-2021 school year, effective September 1st, 2020, and ending June 30th, 2021. Karen Boziacki, 0.6 FTE music teacher. Adrienne Jimenez, 0.8 FTE PreK teacher. Cynthia Zelasco, 0.66 FTE music teacher. Jeff Piersanti, 0.84 FTE computer teacher. Rachel Braun, 0.8 FTE art teacher. Alexander Feasley, 0.5 FTE social studies teacher.
Second.
Any discussion?
So just as a reminder, our part-time teachers who have never been full-time at Eden are reappointed annually every year, and we're excited to be bringing them back again next year.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Cynthia Casper be approved to work during the summer of 2020 as a school bus driver trainer as needed.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to say that in the bus garage with the COVID-19 restrictions, we need an extra trainer to help when we hire new drivers for the fall runs. And so thank you very much for your consideration on this. Cindy's been with us a while and she's a great employee.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Right Risk Management be appointed as student accident coverage and service provider.
Second.
Any discussion?
We were able to get a $1,200 savings with increased coverage for things like ambulance, dismemberment, death. So it was an enhanced coverage, and Right Risk Management works as a sister company to NYSER, who handles our liability insurance.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resolution in support of state and federal support for the public schools to prevent the COVID-19 shutdown from damaging education in New York State be approved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Lucinda, could you open that for me, please? So, Jen, as the advocate for the board, I don't know if there's anything that you would like to say about this, but it's certainly been a very interesting time watching what's happened. Maybe Laura does too, to budgets for the 2021 school year. So I'll just open it up to either Laura or Jen, whoever wants to fill it in.
I mean, I think this is a situation that almost every school district in the nation is finding themselves in. You know, there's a bunch of different education groups and school districts who I follow on Facebook, and they're all posting concerns about the upcoming school year because every state has, you know, cut funding to school districts, and I'm sure states are having their own funding issues themselves. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, for education, I think it's going to be, not only is our funding decreasing, but we're going to have additional costs just from trying to manage all of the issues with COVID act appropriately next year. So it's frustrating because I think for us, we were finally getting back to a place where we were kind of on solid ground again, and
Agreed.
I feel like we're starting all over.
I agree and echo everything that you stated, Jen, because the worry would be is if in fact the funding doesn't come through for the 21-22 school year, that all of the schools who are using massive amounts of reserves this year will have to find another way to fund what we know is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the fact that some of our state aid has already been replaced by some of the CARES funding. And at this point in time, New York State has not given us a way to access any funds because they're waiting to see what will happen at the federal level. The governor is up to a 20% looming cut of costs for school districts for public education. No one yet knows what that would look like or what percentage he will actually need. He has already hit the criteria when he had a 14% decrease in state revenues as of April 30th, which was the first marker. So we're all waiting to see, and we're hoping that this comes through to help, just like it did back when we had the federal stimulus money back in 2011-12. And so this, hopefully the federal government is once again going to help us to carry for a year or so while we try to figure this out.
Is there a timeline for when that'll be known from the federal government?
Not at this point. I know there's a lot of posturing going on between the governor and the president, and so we really don't have any answers to that yet.
Anything else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the following payment be approved. Purchase of blankets for 8th grade students from the Middle School Student Council in the amount of $1,200 plus sales tax from Logo Imprinted Sportswear, Inc.
Second.
Any discussion?
So
This-
yeah, go ahead, Laura, you can talk.
This was a suggestion from our auditors due to COVID-19 and the fact that many things were done remotely and things were done without the normal meeting minutes for the students. So the recommendation was that the board approve this purchase of the blankets that were given to, I believe it was the 8th graders that were moving into 9th grade. And so we're just asking that you authorize and approve this for the extracurricular club. This is not a normal operating procedure.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried.
Business report.
Well, as we all know, we went to an absentee ballot, not because Eden Central School or any school district desired to, but because we were mandated to for social distancing by the governor to protect people from COVID-19. So what I wanted to do was kind of put out there what our costs were and how they increased. So for election inspectors in May of 2019, we spent $794. We are still not sure of what that amount is. We still have an election inspector going tomorrow over to the Board of Elections with the ballots to ensure they're safe drop off there for scanning. Our supplies were $168 last year. Right now we're up to $20. I'm not certain if that will increase or not as we move forward. Legal notices were $3,261 last year. They are $2,733 this year because there were less legal notices because we had some of our time frames cut off for legal notices. Absentee voting costs last year were $0. This year, $15,363. So our actual costs for May of 2019 were $4,223. They have gone up by 429% to $18,116 and still escalating at this point. So right now, we're waiting to see, and if people want to know why There's concern about the cost of elections done by absentee voting. Perhaps some people will have enjoyed it, others may have not, but it is very expensive. And it was well worth it to keep our taxpayers safe during the pandemic. And let's hope we don't have to utilize it in the future and we can use those funds for student education. And that's all I have for my report at this time.
When can we expect to know the results of the voting?
Sometime, well, tomorrow at noon is our scheduled appointment with the Board of Elections, all the districts in Western New York, because the ballots were folded and the volume was too high for their machines, were requested to bring them in and use them on the super machine that they have, the scanner at the Board of Elections. So tomorrow at noon is our district's appointment to deliver those sealed ballot boxes to the Board of Election, which is why one of the board and election inspectors will be going with the district clerk, and they'll be being transported by our school resource officer to ensure the safety and the validity of our vote.
So if I could just jump in here, there were school districts that were present last night at the Board of Elections all the way up until close to midnight. They were running behind. Some districts had used paper that wasn't of the right poundage, and so it jammed their super machine. Barb, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the super machine at the Board of Elections can do 200 to 300 ballots per minute, where the scanning machines that you get here in district can do about 1 per minute, and they do not like folded ballots, and all of these are folded. So Barb will be writing down with Brian Bergstaller and hopefully the election inspector, the head election inspector tomorrow. My hope is that they're on time.
Brian cannot make it, and neither can anyone else from the police department.
Okay, so we'll talk about that then, because you're not going to go alone. My hope is that she is on time and that she doesn't need to wait 2 hours to get it done. So the answer to your question, Ellen, is hopefully by tomorrow night.
So Laura, we still don't have the final cost because we don't have the return mailing bill yet from the post office?
Correct, and there is some issues back and forth on the amount that we actually received and what they were estimating. So I anticipate that's going to take a couple of weeks for us to get straightened out.
You should give us the Amazon discount.
Well, the other thing we had heard as districts throughout the region was this absentee ballot was slowing down the regular mail. And so some districts were having problems getting paychecks mailed out to their employees because the post office said we can't do everything. And so it has been an experience for everyone.
And there were apparently a lot of invalid ones. People didn't follow the directions or didn't understand the directions. And that'll be interesting to see if that plays in. I think possibly Cheektowaga that could have played into theirs failing.
So I can tell you, if you come down into the superintendent report, Lucinda, we mailed out 6,890 ballots. We have returned 2,263, which is about 1/3, recognizing that these ballots do end up with a return postage on them. And of that, 159 of them were invalid. Barb, would you like to speak about what that means for them to be invalid, please?
Certainly. The envelope, the one side of the envelope has an attestation on it where people have to fill out that their name, address, that they're a resident of the district and they're able to vote for whatever the reasons are, the qualifications. And the envelope must be signed. It's very clear. And a lot of people sent them back without the attestation envelope, just the ballot. So right away, there's no signature, no idea who it's from, that's void. Some people put them in and just signed it and didn't fill out the front, so you can't read their signature, so you can't verify it with the information you get from the County Board of Elections to see if they live in the district. So then those are, void.
Did we have more votes by mail than we usually have when it's to come to the school?
On a typical year, we'll run anywhere between 500 and 700 votes. There was one year, I believe it was in 2013, where there were 2 board members up for election where we had just a little over 1,200 votes. Laura, you're good?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Sandy, superintendent's report then.
Yep, so you can see my report that's on here. I'll scroll down past the ballot count to number 2. On the front page of our website, Lucinda has done an amazing job of linking all of our videos throughout the past couple of months right on that front page. And so as you're scrolling through it, there's a little arrow on the upper right-hand side when you hover over it, which will bring up the YouTube link. And I honestly could tell you, I didn't realize that those links were there for the YouTubes, but I think it's brilliant that you can come back and find everything right there. That's where we'll put everything else for our parades for grades 3, 4, and 5, and also for GLP. I spoke with Carrie Reinhardt, who's our PR associate, and she said she is putting together some videos from when she has been here, and that will also be true of graduation. So thank you, Lucinda. It was absolutely brilliant. We also had an amazing turnout to all of our parades. I want to thank Officer Bergstaller for helping us with traffic control. I have to admit, though, that we did back up traffic on Schoolview a number of times, but it was fun for the kids to be in the parade. So I don't know if there's anybody here on Zoom that was in the parade. Jen, you were, right? I don't know if anybody else was. It was fun. It was just fun to see the kids popping out the top of the moon roofs or the sun roofs and decorating their cars, both the kids and the teachers. I met more rabbits and puppies and gerbils, I think. So I actually started joking with the kids that I was giving them away, to the horror of the parents. So I wanted to thank the teachers too and the parents for coming, because that was just a really great turnout. School is officially closed for our students as of last week, and it's officially closed as of Friday for our teachers for the 2019-2020 school year. I don't know if any of you have seen that joke that's on Facebook, but it's from Back to the Future, where the good doctor is showing the, help me guys, with the car. What's the car called?
Oh, the DeLorean, that one.
Thank you. I knew Ellen would know. The DeLorean. And the doctor is explaining to Michael J. Fox to not ever push the button for 2020. Right. So this has been a very, very complicated and challenging end to a school year. And so when we get notes from people that say we didn't choose this, I would tell you that there's every student, every parent, and every teacher, every administrator would also agree that there was nothing about this that was easy at all. But our kids came through and our teachers did amazing stuff. And I am once again incredibly grateful to our technology department and Lucinda for their forethought and have be a one-on-one school district, because I'm not quite sure what we would have done if in fact that were not the case. The playgrounds were open as of Tuesday, June 16th. It's important to know, though, that we are not cleaning and sanitizing them. I am disturbed to tell you that we did have some students, which we believe are older, perhaps older middle school or younger high school, that were not treating our playgrounds well. We want to keep our playgrounds open, and so we will make sure that we are monitoring them on our cameras. The business first rankings are out too. Lucinda's got them up on the screen. Super excited when you start to take a look over the course of the past 6 or 7 years. Eden Elementary School in 2014 was ranked 90. It's now ranked 63 out of about 252 schools. Eden Middle School was ranked 99. It's now ranked 34 of about 203 schools from the course of the last 7 years. Eden High School was ranked 41. It's now holding steady at 26 out of 135 schools. The district was ranked 27 in 2014, and again for the second year, it's in the top 20, ranking at 18. And super excited that our Eden Athletics is ranked top 10, coming in number 10. These are extraordinary results that the data shows that we are doing some amazing things. I want to thank all of our administrators and teachers and our students for taking this so seriously and also for the Board of Education for supporting some of the programs that have made that possible.
Sandy, are we making that visible via Facebook, Twitter, webpage?
Yeah.
I mean, that is an impressive record.
It's incredible, and we just finished compiling it, and I just got the guide in the mail, I think yesterday or the day before, and so it will be going in the Penny Saver for the next publication. Super excited about it, and Carrie will have something for Facebook in the next few days too.
Will it show the 6-year growth or just this year?
What would you like?
I think it would be important to show the growth because I think some people might get it a little bit better if they saw
It does. It puts it in context better. I like that too.
It's really quite incredible. And when you think that GLP has received an award for 2 years in a row as well for being a school of recognition, that all leads into elementary school, right? And
Yes.
elementary school's data has improved, which goes into middle school. The year I came, which was March of 2013, there were 26 seniors that did not graduate.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of kids for a class of size of 150. Now maybe we have one, and we try really hard not to have that either. So we're proud. We're super proud.
So Sandy, we also received special recognition for science within Business First as well.
Yes,
too.
thank you.
Top
I
10.
appreciate that.
That was terrific. That was a 5. It was great.
Yeah, thank you very much. So yes, we'll make sure that this message gets out. We've been really focused on other things the past couple days, so. I think that's all I have. I'm looking down to see if I missed anything. I think I'm good.
That science should be in the Penny Saver too. That's a real honor.
I'll make sure that gets in there, Alan.
Yeah,
Thank you.
done. We're impressed.
Okay, and we don't have students today, do we?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, I'm here.
We do? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Didn't know you were here. Go ahead.
Oh, good. All right, I just want to start off, like last time I mentioned that the Model UN with Miss Pace was creating a slideshow of quarantine people around the world, and that is up on her teacher website, so you can view it there.
Rachel, could you make sure that that gets to Mrs. Carstead so we can put it up on the front page of our website?
Sure, yeah.
Beautiful.
I actually watched that. It's pretty cool to see from all the different countries and stuff. It was very, very impressive.
Oh,
And
I loved
Julia-
it. I loved it.
Julia
It
will
was
be
great.
graduating with us too, right, Rachel?
Yeah, I think there's 3 of them still here and graduating with
Wonderful.
us. And then after that, well, school year came to an end, and it doesn't feel like summer, but I'm sure people are excited not to have to do online work. The hardest part for me was giving up the Chromebook. I didn't realize how much I used it. So, and then I know seniors are preparing for graduation, which is really exciting because it's new, and we're excited to see how it turns out. We're looking forward to the senior parade. I know Megan knows a lot about that, and that's on the 23rd. I'm really excited for that and figuring out how to decorate your car. There's a new student council coming. I know they were elected, they're ready, their positions are set, so that'll be cool.
Rachel, you're going to go to Case Western, right?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
My
excellent.
very best friend went there and really liked it. It's a great school. You should really enjoy it.
I'm excited. Megan's going there too, so.
Oh my goodness.
That would be
Good for
nice.
you.
Yeah.
So let's back up to the 2 items that Rachel talked about. First is the parade. It's on June 23rd. This is being put on by the town. And the town supervisor, Missy, worked with Megan Walsh to get it organized. The kids have to decorate their cars before they get to the town hall because they can't get out of their cars. Encouraging the parents to drive so the students can just enjoy the moment and be in the parade. And it starts at 6:30, am I right, Rachel?
7.
7. So for the seniors to get there at 6:30, and the route is from Town Hall down Main Street and then up Schoolview, and then they'll go on their way when they hit Jennings. And then if we could just back up to graduation for a moment. The weather this week has been just profoundly exciting. Nice and dry enough that we could cut the tree down and get rid of it over at GLP. But if you've looked at the weather for next week, what do you know?
Oh, no.
Thunderstorms
Well, it's just Monday
predicted
now.
every single night. What'd you say, Don?
Monday, I just saw the forecast, and Monday's the only day, Monday and Tuesday are only days of rain. So
Yeah, honestly, as all the years I was a lifeguard, our rule of thumb was if it's less than 40%, it's probably not going to happen.
In Eden especially, right? So there's a couple things we know. If it's going to rain in Eden, it's not coming straight down. There's probably going to be some wind associated with it. We do have some plans in place to stay outside with some tents and umbrellas if we can. We have changed our mind about having rain dates because our parents really want to not have to rearrange some of their schedules. So we have a plan B if it rains, where we will go inside and we will work within the auditorium foyer. And it looks to me as if we would be able to bring our junior attendants inside as well. So the seniors will be walking through them as if they were in a regular traditional graduation. And that we will also, now that the governor has opened it up just a bit, be able to have a family on deck, a family on the stage, and then a family who could be taking pictures but could also turn around and be watching the seniors. I really want to thank all the kids that have been on this committee with me, Rachel included here. It's been nice when we're kind of struggling with what to do to ask them what their thoughts are. And Rachel and Megan and have been super vocal about speaking up for the rest of the seniors. So I want to thank them. So graduation is Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 5 to 8. There will be temporary parking, no parking signs in front of the school. Jason Lyons, the high school principal, has invited all 3 news stations, so we'll see who comes. Rachel, anything else?
Oh, that's all I had. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday is the primaries, so they've commandeered our building for the Democratic primaries, and it's also
parade too.
and it's also now the parade.
Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay.
And Cheryl, you're on for Wednesday. Jen is on for Monday, and Ellen is on for Thursday.
Correct. Okay. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
All right, board report roundtable. Anybody?
So the Sports Boosters has purchased some masks for the graduation, and they came in. So here's the first unveiling of the Eden Strong
Oh, cool.
mask.
You got to get closer to the
Well
camera.
done. Awesome. That's terrific.
So I've got an extra 50 of them. They're $10 a piece.
Oh, they're nice.
It's a single ply, so you actually can breathe through these.
Ooh.
It's kind of nice.
So it says Eden Strong on one side, and it's got the Raider logo. There you go. That's perfect, Don. Yep. And then you can show the other side too. Yep.
It's kind of a chevron, so it's kind of a Raider type shield type thing. So.
Do you want to say what you're doing with them, or is that a surprise too?
Rachel won't spread the news. So every senior, so basically anybody that's going to be working graduation, so the junior attendants, the Eden staff, along with all the graduates will be getting one.
Yeah.
So.
And they can choose to wear them or not. Right?
Yep.
So thank you, boosters.
And those that ordered, the Eden Strong gear came in.
Oh, that's
There's been enough publicity on it that we're going to be launching the store again, hopefully tomorrow, if not Friday. So get your Eden Strong gear.
I got my shirt.
I didn't get either one of those. Can you start again, Cheryl?
I got my t-shirt. I got it in the mail.
The other thing too, I just want to thank the Eden Athletic Department for a great senior awards video along with the drive-through. They did a great job.
I saw that video was terrific, Don.
Marlene, do you want to speak for PTA at all? No, she says no. So I'll speak for PTA. Colleen Gaglione and Lisa Whitmer are fully dedicated to decorating for graduation. Super excited about that. And as you recall, PTA also was responsible for the senior 2020 signs that were delivered to all the seniors. So we've had so much support in the past couple months. Jen, I think I interrupted you.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to say I did go to the 3rd and 4th grade Eden Elementary parade. It was super cute. Kara was so excited to see like her teachers like in person and not through a video monitor. So a lot of fun, and it's a nice way to end like a really chaotic and crazy year. And I just personally wanted to thank everybody, like the teachers, the staff, admin, support staff, for everything that everyone did and how hard everyone worked to make this end of the school year go as smoothly as it possibly could. No one was prepared for this, and I think everyone just did a really great job coming together. And did I freeze?
Nope, you're okay.
Okay. So it says connection is unstable, so that maybe
Yeah,
there
I would agree with that. You just.
Yeah, your sound has been funny.
Oh, okay. Well,
See, for me, it says Jen Horschel's unstable on mine. So yours might say connection is unstable, but
thought that was just
Zoom is just
given.
too funny over here, right? So.
Sounded a little unstable, Jen.
Lucinda would tell you it's because there's a lot of people on. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'd like to echo Jen's thoughts on that too, is that everybody during this closure in Eden has just been remarkable.
just a quick note. My wife, Margaret, teaches pre-K for those who don't know, and I had an opportunity to drive her around to every one of her students' homes twice. And if you've not had an opportunity to see all of Eden, I think we should take the new teachers on a bus tour of Eden. Do we still do that? I hope we do.
No, we have, and some of them got nauseous, so we've stopped because
Well,
have to be on a school bus.
I can tell you, when we talk about diversity and internet connectivity and those sorts of things, I don't think you can appreciate it until you pull in driveways literally way out in the country and in the hamlet, big houses and small houses, and 5 cheering kids pulling in when we pull in the driveway to see a teacher, maybe even another human being. And you know, in a district like Williamsville or Hamburg, even you're just not going to see that diversity. And so
Right.
when we have people clamoring for more Zoom meetings and more this, more that, they really don't fully understand the diversity that we have in Eden and the connectivity issues that way out in the country, and the fact that the parents are home. You see both parents in the driveway because they're both home working from home, and there's 4 kids with them, and what chaos that must be. And so I really I encourage our new hires to take an opportunity and truly look at a map, see where Eden goes, and truly drive around some of those streets to understand what the bus ride in for some kids are in the morning, and how far and how different they live from perhaps the hamlet of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack, to piggyback off that, working for Erie to BOCES, we did our senior send-off we had to split it into 2 days. There were 15 seniors, and we did 7 of them on a Tuesday and 8 of them on Thursday. But you know, BOCES takes in a lot of districts, and the very final day we started in Eden and went to Hamburg through some of those, Hamburg, Blaisdell, and ended up at Williamsville and Tonawanda. And I mean, we know the kids get on a bus and come that far, but until you actually drive it yourself and see where some of these kids are coming from, it's a real eye opener. It really is. But families sitting in chairs at the end of their driveways waiting for us to show up. I mean, stuff like that is precious.
Yep.
No, and I can second that, because I did Pinehurst in the Frontier School District with my wife, and you think Pinehurst really isn't that big, but it took 3.5 hours to do that parade. So it is, Jack, it is, you know, even Pinehurst, you know, Lakeview area is very diverse too, in regards to a bunch of brand new builds, along with I'm going to say the old beach houses that were initially built out in Lakeview. But yeah, when you drive around, and I mean, you look at Jen, who is the closest to the school, she's having connectivity problems. It's pretty much everywhere. Sandy and I joke as we talk from time to time, oh, it must be near Weepax.
Yep, I call it the Eden Triangle. Yep, that would be Don's place. So Jen doesn't have good, and you guys are both really close to the hamlet. I see Mary Banko on. There was a question, and I know this is not on the agenda, so sorry, Barb, but there was a question about the buses and the GPS. Mary, would you mind just unmuting for a moment and just sharing with the board the connectivity issues you've had with that MyStop application?
Sure. I guess the big reason we haven't really launched that full scale yet is because we just, like you were just saying, the district is so huge and the connectivity is so spotty. Excuse me, even going up Jennings Road from basically East Church Street to Culp Road, it's pretty much a dead zone going down East Church Street. So what ends up happening is it makes it look like our bus has stopped wherever it lost connection. And then 15 minutes later, it'll appear again. So the point of the parent app is for them to be able to track the bus and know where it is. But when we lose a bus, we haven't really lost a bus, but it looks like it on the GPS system that the bus is sitting there. And that's because it's lost connection to the GPS system, because our GPS systems work off of cell towers. So if it's a dead zone for a cell phone, it's also a dead zone for our buses. So I've done a bunch of things, everything from reconfiguring location to just tweaking everything we can. I think we have a lot of our stuff figured out, but it's never going to be perfect.
And it's scary to lose a school bus to a parent. So I think we've been very cautious about pushing that too fast. There are other pieces of software to that application that the school has been using a lot.
Correct. Yes, the GPS doesn't just power up that MyStop app. It's used actually for the routing software itself. We use it for bus location. It tells us where the buses are within the office. We know it has its glitches, and we know where those dead zones are, but it helps us know where a bus is if it breaks down. For example, the one time we had a bus get a flat tire in Cheektowaga, the driver could tell us what street they were on, but not exactly where they were. So I was able to talk to the mechanic that went out to change that flat tire via radio, and I could see both of the vehicles on the screen, and I could talk to him and tell him which street to turn down to find the bus. So it has a lot of great features, but that MyStop app that the parents are looking for, if they don't understand the glitches that we have, it becomes really unreliable, you know. So we're working on it. We're launching it in small scale. I have some parents piloting it with me. We started during the winter, but then we ended up shutting down. So my hope is that we'll be ready to launch it in the fall on a bigger scale.
Thank you, Mary.
So in all sincerity, if we no longer take our new hires on a bus tour of Eden, our new hires should definitely pack a lunch and go for a ride all around Eden. And when they're done, they'll never wonder why a bus is late during the winter. They'll only wonder, how do the buses ever make it on time during the winter?
This is true.
Good point.
If I could just interject something here. This is kind of for Jeff Certisio too. When you talk about Eden and its history, I know when I was hired, I found a box in the records storage room that talked about it was board meeting minutes and things like that, but it was about the centralization of the school district. And I know that most of you have never seen it. And we also are facing the 80th anniversary of Eden Elementary School. Might not be a bad time to break that out and just, you know, go through it and take a look at it, because it's a real interesting history that evolved on paper. So I would encourage all of you to take some time and take a look at it. You'll really appreciate what was going on back in the in the 20s and 30s in Eden.
Yep.
Dave, where does that box live?
It's still in the record storage room, and it is marked, you know, with the records from the 1930s and the centralization of the school district.
And then I have a few binders here in my office from the 1940 on up.
Yep.
Anybody else? I guess not. Okay, the annual reorganization meeting and next regular Board of Education meeting is Wednesday, July 1st, 2020 at 7 p.m.
And that will also be via Zoom and live stream.
And executive session, are we doing executive session?
My recommendation is that we go into executive session to discuss the history of a particular person and that the board allow Mary Banco into that executive session with us.
Okay, so can we have B, Lucinda? That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education enter executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular person or persons.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
I'm going to say hi to Megan and see if she's here.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
She's
Megan.
back from Cleveland, I heard. So thank you and congratulations to everyone. We will continue live streaming while we're in executive session. So if you'd like to just sit and look at a blank screen, you're welcome to wait for us. When we do come back in, we will adjourn the meeting. There's no action to be taken today.
Sandy, did you want to say anything to the students?
Oh, thank you. Now that Megan is back. And so we don't know what to do without our student reps on this Board of Education. And so we're so excited for Megan and for Rachel that they've had the opportunity to join us in one of the most challenging and unique years. And each year we're so glad when you have things to talk about for us because you bring it to us in a perspective that we're not in. And so the Board of Education and I would like to thank you for all the time, all the effort, all the thoughts, and your voice in being a part of our Board of Education for the Eden students in the Eden community. And in the packet for graduation, you will find a card from us as our thank you to you for being on the board. So thank you, Megan, and thank you, Rachel. And in addition to that, I want to congratulate you both for being in the top 3 and seen some pretty cool videos of both of you.
Thank you.
Nice job, guys.
Oh, thank you so much for both of you for being involved.
And I love the video with dropping the shirts.
Oh, thank you.
That was great.
It turned out pretty cool.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Hi, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ellen, you should have it able to be read. Do you see it?
I was muted. All right, now, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education return to regular session at 8:15 p.m.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education meeting be adjourned at 8:15 p.m.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Bye, guys.
Everyone.
Bye, guys.
Aye.
See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.
Bye.